They told him he was too small, too weak, too poor to dream beyond his village. Yet there he was, barefoot, hungry, dragging a wooden cart heavier than his own body, his clothes torn, his hands blistered. But in his eyes something burned. Not despair, not surrender, a fire, a vision bigger than the road beneath his feet. Stay with me, because this story isn't just about a boy with a cart. It's about the power of thinking big, a lesson that can transform how you see your struggles, your limits, and your future. And if you listen closely, you'll discover why most people never rise beyond survival, while a rare few with the same hardships build empires. Here's the harsh truth. Most people think small, not because they lack ambition, but because life beats it out of them. Poverty whispers, "Don't ask for too much." Fear says, "Play it safe." Society says, "Stay in your lane." But the Stoics, they saw it differently. Epictetus, born a slave, said, "You may chain my leg, but not my will." Thinking big is not arrogance. It's not greed. It's refusing to let your external chains dictate your internal freedom. This boy with the cart, he had nothing. Yet in his mind, he carried a vision so large, it scared him. And that vision would not let him settle for ordinary. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Think small, live small. Think big, and you expand the very fabric of your existence. Listen well. Thinking big isn't about fantasies or daydreams. It's about courage. The courage to face hardship without shrinking your imagination. The courage to see possibilities even when reality mocks you. History is filled with people like this. Abraham Lincoln, who grew up in a one-room log cabin. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in a prison cell. And yet they thought bigger than their circumstances. They held a vision so powerful, reality had no choice but to bend. Back to our boy. Every morning, he dragged that cart through the dirt road, delivering grain for pennies. Villagers pitied him. Some mocked him. But secretly he was studying. Every night, by candlelight, he traced maps in the dirt. He imagined machines that could carry not one sack of grain but thousands. He told himself, "If I can move this cart with my hands, I can move mountains with my mind." And here's where I want to stop you. How many of us live like that boy, carrying weight that feels unbearable, yet forgetting the one truth that changes everything, that our burden can become our blueprint? But here's the question. Are your difficulties shrinking your vision or sharpening it? When the boy looked at his calloused hands, he didn't see weakness. He saw training. When he dragged his cart, he didn't curse fate. He whispered, "This is only the beginning." Because he understood something most people don't. Thinking big isn't about what you have now. It's about refusing to let now be the limit of what could be. Years later, this boy would shock the very village that mocked him. But before I tell you what happened, let's pause and dig into something deeper. Why do so many of us abandon big thinking when life gets hard? Why do we shrink our dreams instead of expanding our courage? Stay with me, because the answer to that is the very key that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Years passed. The boy who once dragged a wooden cart barefoot returned to that same village. But this time he wasn't carrying grain. He was carrying an idea that had grown larger than the fields, larger than the huts, larger than the road he once walked. He had built machines. He had built trade. he had built opportunity. The same villagers who once pitied him now worked in the businesses he created. The boy who was too small became the man who thought bigger than anyone dared. Not because he had money, not because luck fell on his lap, but because, when all he had was a cart and blistered hands, he refused to let small circumstances define the size of his vision. So, friends, the world may give you little, but your mind or vision is infinite. So here's the question I leave you with today. What cart are you dragging? What weight? What burden? What limitation are you carrying that feels impossible to escape? Don't curse it. Don't shrink because of it. Let it teach you. Let it train you. Let it remind you that if you can endure this, you can endure and achieve far greater. Because the power of thinking big is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about choosing right here and now to let your vision outgrow your struggle. If this message spoke to you, if it reminded you that your vision is bigger than your struggle, then don't let this be the last time we walk together. Hit subscribe to Equinox Mindset, because every week we dive deeper into timeless wisdom, real stories, and the mindset shifts that can change the way you live your life. Join this community of thinkers, dreamers, and builders, because your journey to thinking big has only just begun.